And rolling.
G'day guys, Adam Kogan here from SSW TV, and this week I would like to talk to you about sharing news and becoming an authority. So it's really important, what people share and how they share it and how they check their sources before they put things online. I think it is really important to have a voice and build your public profile and become an authority that someone will listen to you when you post about a topic. And building that trust is really important, and even more important in this age of misinformation. It's so easy to get swept up in online hype and share stories and posts that everyone seems to be sharing. This can get you into trouble, and even worse, it perpetuates misinformation. So, the first thing that I try to talk to developers about is making sure that your posts and your comments are solid. I think it's really important to not only check, what you share on social media is correct, but also that your opinions are based on fact. For those that don't know, that process is known as fact checking. It's defined by news sources all over the world. It's defined by dictionaries, but it's essentially that you check all pieces of information that you write, or news articles or speeches are correct. And I'll give you an example that Yuli was telling me the other day about, the first weeks of COVID-19. It was still a new, unknown virus. His mum shared an article, and it was that sunlight is good for you and it killed COVID. And he thought, yeah, it's a good idea. I like going outdoors. And so he went and reshared his mum's post, and he put it on social media. He was massively criticized by all his friends, and sadly ended up friendless. So what do you do if your view is not common? Because it's okay to have a dissenting opinion, and it's okay to play devil's advocate. But I think there's a few things you should do. Call out if you're not an expert in an area. And, I hesitate with that a little bit because you want people to listen to you. You want to make sure you have empathy as well. Like in our, developer world, you might want to post how awesome Blazor is and it's much better than JavaScript, but be aware that you might have a history of C#, and that's why you're doing that. So, taper your message with that. Most importantly, call out if you cannot verify what you're saying. So that might be as simple as, Windows 12 is going to have this feature or something else, but what you want to do, you can do, use the fact-checking sites as number one. So you can go to snoops.com or some other site to check if it's just garbage. Number two is look at the author that you're posting about. If you're looking at Mary Jo Foley from ZDNet, look what she has published in the past. Every person that posts has a bias one way or the other. And thirdly, look at what other authorities are saying and see if they're saying the same thing. You must leave the site you're on to go and understand if what you're saying has backup. So let's just take an example. You want to post that you think clean architecture is awesome. So you want to back that up. You might end up on Jason Taylor's blog. You should then look at his blog history, and you should look at his YouTube channel. You'll see there's heaps of stuff there about clean architecture. So you learn he's an authority on the subject. But you also have to notice that he's going to have a certain bias. He might have a bias towards Microsoft or enterprises, or it might be away from independent framework stuff. The final thing I would like you to think about is you want to be an authority on a subject that people will refer to you. And the best way of doing that is having a blog or a history of posts that are on a specific topic. So I'd love to know what you guys think, what you guys do to assess online information, how you make sure that what you're reading and sharing is accurate. And I'll be really interested to know how we can make developers have a stronger voice. This is Adam Kogan signing off for SSW TV.